Hey guys, Ed over here at FICMRepair. What an incredibly good question. Hey, I got an '07 6-liter, and my truck starts sputtering in sixth gear. By the way, the same thing for the automatic guys. It starts sputtering when it hits overdrive, and I'm just going 55 miles an hour, and just under light load, light acceleration. The whole thing's going thunka 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 thunka, and it's like, what in the world? And you downshift, and the problem goes away. You hit the long skinny pedal, and the problem goes away. You put it in tow haul mode and the problem goes away. You manually downshift the truck and the problem goes away. And why is this? In all likelihood, the problem is you have a high pressure oil system issue. I am so sorry. It's got jack to do with the FICM, and you can verify that. You can verify that by realizing how does a fuel injection control module work, right? So a fuel injection control module obviously controls the injection of fuel, just saying for a friend. And it does that by sending an electronic signal out to the injector to say, hey, Mr. Spool Valve, sir, could you please move off to the side just a little bit? That'd be lovely. And so is it doing it more or less often at higher RPMs? Well, obviously more. So the FICM is actually working more at higher RPMs, and yet when you manually downshift the truck, or you drop it in fourth or whatever from sixth, your problem goes away without trying to accelerate. By the way, you don't have to do that. Just maintain speed and just drop a gear and see if your problem goes away. And your problem is probably going to go away. And what's happening is your high pressure oil pump, this gear right here, it's obviously spinning in time with the motor hello. And so what's happening is you go ahead and you manually downshift the truck. Good job out of you. So now you're at 2,500, 3,000 RPMs, whatever it is. I mean, don't be retarded. Don't drop it from sixth to first. Pay attention, right? But so don't be crossing the red line to do this. Just 3,000 RPM is lovely. 3,200 maybe. It's fine. But if your problem goes away at higher RPMs, recognize that this gear is spinning faster, which means the pump is pumping more. Your high pressure oil pump is a high pressure low volume pump. And so because it's a high pressure low volume pump, it can only pump the volume that can pump at, and it's regulated by how fast it's spinning. Yes, the injection pressure regulator valve is regulating it further, but probably if you were running gauges, and why aren't you running gauges? Hello, there's an Edge Insight CTS3 or now the Edge Insight Plus, whatever. And so we sell that too, shocker. But you would see that your IPR duty cycle is at 85%, 84% when this is going on, which is the Star Trek reference of I'm giving it all I can, Scotty, right? And so the IPR valve is wide freaking open, saying, man, I am trying to give you what you need. And if you've got fancy pants gauges and you have ICP desired versus actual, you'll see that those are not in lockstep with each other. They're all sorts of out of kilter. And so what's happening is the pump can't keep up with demand. So it's a low RPM, high load environment when this is going on for you. Probably it's occurring more frequently at operating temperature after like serious pulls or whatever, where your oil is nice and toasty because viscosity is a conversation hello. And that's what's going on. So if you've got a late build truck, or an early build truck, now you got a little bit of a religious discussion to have with yourself about money and reliability and time and all those things. Do you want to just change out all the crap for your high pressure oil system? We got guys doing that every day, right? I'll take an H-pop, I'll take an IPR valve. If it's an older build truck, I'll take a J-tube, I'll take standpipes. If it's a newer build, I'll take dummy plugs, and I'll take HHC nipple cups and their corresponding O-rings and valve cover gaskets that I want to be done. Yeah, but that's kind of spendy. So if you don't want to do that, then you can say, propensities. If your issue is like, yeah, I have been having some long hot starts lately. Well, high pressure oil. Or, hey, yeah, the longer hot start, what that's telling you is that probably it is a check valve. Now, what operates as a valve? Let's think about this. Could it be under the valve covers up top? Yeah, like a dummy plug that's bleeding some air back? Yeah, probably. So if you wanted to start on the propensity conversation, be like, okay, fine, sell me everything under the valve covers. So dummy plugs and standpipes, or just standpipes is the case maybe for the O3s, and they maybe that little braided line on the O3s, maybe you want to get one of those, HHC nipple cups and their corresponding O-rings, and some valve cover gaskets so it doesn't leak when it's done, and you watch my other videos because you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, why aren't you a subscriber? Just saying. Hit subscribe, now seems good, right? Like, repost, all these things. There's a lot of knowledge going down here in this video. In fact, we'll probably end up linking this to our high pressure oil HPOP pages and something. We'll see. I don't know. But regardless, you're gonna take your M6 by 1.0 tap, chase the threads on the rocker box. That way you're not having to take a time cert up in there or helicoil. Don't be using helicoil. Yeah, a time cert, and life is good. So probably your problem's under the valve cover. So if you wanted to give that a whirl, you can. If not, it could be that your problem is this little snap to connect fitting. But I'm no longer a fan of just changing out the STC. You know me, huh? But because the newer pumps, they fail too. 170,000 miles or more, you freaking change the pump. I mean, if you're eating ramen noodles, okay, fine, I'll sell you the STC fitting. But if you can swing it, buy the pump and move on. So gauges would tell you this for sure. So you can see if your IPR valve is indeed pegged at 84-85%. And if it is, yep, there's your problem. Or just manually downshift the truck and you'll see that, oh, look, it runs better. And recognize what's happening. You're asking the FICM to signal more, and yet it's running great. So we're ruling out the FICM. But you're asking the high pressure oil pump to spin faster, so it's overcoming the leak, either because the pump is weak, or because there's a leak downstream of it, because of the SDC fitting, or because of a dummy plug, or because of a standpipe, or something like that. All right? What an amazingly good question. Very common headache for folks. Now you know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey used to say. All right? FICMRepair.com. Just dated myself there. Huh, I'm not that old. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together. You take care, guys. I appreciate you. Put your comments in. I want to know what you have to say. Thanks. We'll see you.